What's up, Internet, and welcome to Day 2 of our PAX Prime 2014 wrap-up. It's actually Day 3 in the morning.
It's the morning of Day 3. Let's say the night of Day 2 was
long.
Event-filled.
Yes, and random.
Huh?
And liquored, yes.
Yeah, well, mildly liquored. I was going to say literally and figuratively.
Yeah, it was absolutely nuts. Just all over the place, chaotic.
So many cool people.
So many cool people. And yeah, so we're recording this in the morning, so you'll see it late. Yeah, whatever.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the Alexes, though.
Yeah, there's like 11 of them. Anyway, why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, I can do this.
This will be a short one.
Yeah, this is going to be quick and dirty, like we said, folks. First one is Darkest Dungeon. It is a challenging gothic roguelike about the stresses of adventuring.
Yeah, it's... I haven't played it yet. I'm going to play it as soon as I can, really. But it's... I don't know. How would you describe it aside from that? Like, it's...
it is...
turn-based.
It is a... yeah.
Like RPG?
The combat system is turn-based, with an initiative sort of element. It is heavily geared around manipulating kind of both the player psyches, because the stresses of adventuring are an integral part of keeping your party, whole and hearty and sane, and likewise manipulating the enemies. There's a lot of buffs and debuffs, and it's not just a hack and slash, so to speak.
No, definitely not from what I saw. That said, the graphics were gruesome. Like, seriously.
I'm not going to say... It is a simplistic animation. It is not a simplistic art style.
No.
Yeah.
It is dark. It is brooding.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It is, I don't know, done by a lot of people we have some passing acquaintance with. Mm-hmm. Jeff and Kevin and...
everybody else from Power Up.
Mostly. I think Jesse might be involved in some way, though I can't remember. I know he's not doing the art.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
We really recommend checking it out. Like I said, I haven't played it yet, but I watched some guy play it. Actually, Jeff was helping him get through so that he could beat it. Like, just brought it back from the brink.
Actually, what's hilarious is while I was waiting in line, they modified the PAX build, in order to make it slightly more a better showing. Let's say at a convention center.
Yeah. So, like, every time that you finish an encounter with a baddie, you will come across something, and that will affect your people in some way. And balancing health and mana as well as psyche is...
Psyche is more than just another bar that you need to look at. It feels much more important. Partially that's due to the fact that there's a lot of incidental dialogue through the characters. So, I mean, like in combat, if something affects their psyche in a negative way, they might become, depressed or morose, and have dialogue that reflects it in well-written, if mildly fantastical English.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's a dungeon crawler in many ways. It's a side-scrolling adventure. You're going through dungeons, finding loot, poking altars to various benefits and detriments to your party, killing assorted occultists and fungus monsters and what have you, and getting gear, loot, doubling back and spending the coin you've recovered on building up your city/camp/rest stop area, where you kind of go between dungeons or adventures in order to recuperate sanity and re-equip and sell stuff. And
so essentially bring yourself to the bar
and
drink.
Except then you buy the bar and then you upgrade the bar.
Ooh, that's even better.
Yeah
I
don't know, it's Darkest Dungeon. darkestdungeon.com is where you can find it. Apparently you can pre-order today for limited time benefits, whatever the hell that means. Mm-hmm. I can't in good conscience tell anybody to pre-order anything, but I can say this is something I would pre-order.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my first game. What about you?
Actually, I'll talk on something of a very similar vein, being Starcrawlers.
Oh, sure.
Which is another game that Power Up Audio has done.
They have 8 or 9 games here at this PAX?
Yeah, 8 games all over, like everywhere. some really high-profile ones too, which is really cool. Anyway, Starcrawlers is similar in the fact that you're doing a initiative-based RPG combat, but instead of one baddie, you're usually fighting against 3 or 4, maybe 5.
Actually, we'll continue. I have a story about that.
Yeah, and so you will go. It's all like sci-fi, future tech kind of stuff, and you were mercenaries going through and doing random jobs, but these jobs can split in various different ways about like how you're pretty much how you're leaning. Like, say if you loot the entire place, that may have a bad opinion from the people who hired you.
Or perhaps if you were in, you could be contacted at the start of a mission by a third party who are interested in some, perhaps secretive data you might find on location, and you have the option of perhaps selling that data to them, should you so desire.
Exactly.
Again, possibly to the detriment of your original benefactor.
Yeah, so it's, playing sides, because, like I said, you're a mercenary, just doing what you do. Getting stuff.
Getting paid.
But once again, very heavy on the sci-fi. So very space edgy stuff. Lots of...
There's robots and laser guns.
Yeah, that. There's robots and laser guns. But there's also...
Cyber ninjas.
Yeah, cyber ninjas. And then there was... I can't remember what the value was called, but there was one of the characters who was like... It was like a psi force or something. I don't know if you played with her.
No, I did. I don't remember who I used. I used Cyber Ninja for sure because everybody uses Cyber Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh wait, I did Cyber Ninja, Tech Engineer, and the Holy Dude.
Oh, okay, yeah. We had a different build. There's 8 different characters you can choose from as of right now. And yeah, they all have different abilities, different attacks, obviously. But as you're going around, searching around the room, clicking on various different things to look for information or having different events occur, you can use their abilities to do different things.
Yeah, in the kind of Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter, Forgotten Realms kind of style RPG, where if you have a sufficiently high stat, or actually now that I think about it, Fallout does this, where if you're spec'd or you have a certain ability or stat, you can use that to affect decision trees in ways that would otherwise be grayed out.
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, it's in a 3D world going through.
Yeah, it is a dungeon crawler in the sense of something like Grimrock.
Yeah.
Where you've got a 4-party member, it's a first-person view.
It's on a grid.
You move one grid at a time.
Yeah.
There's a strafe button, which is nice.
Yeah, exactly. So, it's pretty cool. It's worth checking out.
That being said, actually, again, I can't help but talk.
That's okay.
I spent a lot of time. There's a free look mode if you hold down the right mouse button.
Yep.
So I actually did a lot of it if I was just moving through rooms in free look mode and holding down. I treated it more like a traditional first-person shooter, where I wasn't moving based on the grid. I was looking around constantly. And anyway.
Well, yeah, I don't know, little stuff too. Like I've been begging the devs. I think I can't remember how big the team size is.
It's fair. It's sizable, I think.
I had to run. Honestly, I literally had to run away for reasons. But
sorry, who's making this again? Is this isn't Juggernaut, is it?
Yes, it is.
Oh, it is Juggernaut. Yeah. There's at least 3 people that I know of.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm begging the devs because you can click on lots of different things, like pick up a tablet, read it, open up a closet, etc., etc. And there are toilets in one of the levels. They need to be flushable. Definitely.
Toilets should always be flushable.
Exactly. But anyway, that's all I got to say on it.
Yeah.
You said it had a story? Or?
It is. Well, sorry. It is procedurally generated. The terrain is procedurally generated. They're expecting to have basically prefabricated rooms or events that occur in every mission, but the mission layout itself will be what's the word?
Procedurally generated.
That's it. Yeah. And likewise, the loot table is procedurally generated. So you're not going. It's incredibly unlikely you will ever find the same weapon in the 2 runs in a row.
Okay.
Yeah. And there's 8 different classes. It's a lot of fun. The classes, some are combat oriented, some are decision tree oriented, like techies or engineers.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. So lots of cool stuff there. Check out. I don't have a website off the top of my head, but unless it's in a pile of paper. Oh, here we go. I found it.
Yeah.
It's starcrawlers.com.
Fair
Simple.
enough. Yeah, you can check out the studio at juggernaut-games.com.
All right. What's next on your list? Let's rifle through it.
Yeah.
We're only doing 2 each.
Sorry. Again,
okay.
as opposed to like the 4 or 5 we did last time. We don't have an hour, basically, is what we're saying, folks. Sultan Sanctuary. This is a game by Ska Studios. Ska
dash.
Hyphen? Dash?
Hyphen or dash. Same thing.
Vertical horizontal line in the middle of the text. Studios.com. Ska.
Moving on.
Yeah. Ska Studios, ska-studios.com. Sultan Sanctuary. It is a blatantly is probably a pejorative term. It's
an homage.
It is a deep and abiding homage to Dark Souls in a 2D side-scrolling kind of way.
Yeah, and these are the same people who made the Dishwasher series.
No kidding.
Yeah. That
I
explains.
knew that. Well, yeah, Ska Studios.
It explains the art style, and it definitely explains the blood.
Yeah,
it's super gory.
Mildly. Oh well, yes. Okay, it
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It's not like Shadow Warrior or
no, but it's like there's blood flying.
Yeah,
and gibs.
And there are blood and gibs. It's not a gore fest, but it's certainly not shying away from displaying the results when you slash a wolf with a sword.
Exactly. Anyway.
Yeah, it is, as I said, it is a side-scroller action-adventure game, I guess, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Heavily inspired by Dark Souls, the Dark Souls series, I guess. It is class-based. It kind of revolves around the same principles of Dark Souls as far as combat goes, which is avoidance and timing.
Yeah, absolutely. I didn't actually get a chance to play it myself, but yeah, that's definitely a key. Yeah, I think I will today, as long as I have time. But
yeah, a late start and a busy day is a bad combination.
But a lot of fun.
Yeah, no, it's good. Sorry. It is open world, I guess. I'm not going to say it's a Metroidvania. As much as I dislike that term, I don't believe this is the kind of thing where, short of finding keys, it's not the case where upgrades are going to unlock new paths. It's the case where finding the way around things or finding the switch will open new paths. And it as I said, it's on a 2D plane, so it's a side scroller. So unlike Dark Souls, you're only ever dodging left or right.
Yeah.
Which is interesting in comparison. They kind of alleviate some of the problems with that was not throwing too many enemies at the same time. I think at most I ever saw 3 or 4, and 2 of those were like small one-hit bats.
Yeah.
So it's not overwhelming. It's still
it's hard.
It is hard. I died many times, and there is a mechanic involving salt that is tied around that. But it played really well. It's fairly early right now. I don't recall, I didn't write down any release dates and such, but I know it's coming to PC. I believe they want PS4.
I'm pretty sure it's PS4. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't remember when, though.
Eventually.
Yeah.
There will be a game.
SultanSanctuary.com, one word. You can find it. But yeah, it plays really well. It looks really well.
It's beautiful, really.
And
there's a cool 2D 3D aspect.
Yeah, the whole mode 7, if you're an old SNES gamer, the background, foreground, and possibly multiple background elements moving at different rates depending on the supposed distance.
Or entering or exiting a building and having the light shine brightly into your eyes and then fade and
it's really well done in that regard.
Anyway, I derailed you.
That's fine. I don't have too much left to talk about in this. It's not continuous screens, but I did have enemies follow me between screens. So if you go through a door, there's the fade to black, and open back in the new world or zone or whatever the hell you want to call it. But I definitely had bats follow me between doorways.
Oh,
so keep that in mind, folks, if you ever play this.
Yeah, that's good to know.
Yeah. And yeah, it's really fun. Sultan Sanctuary. I suggest if you're at all fond of Dark Souls or relatively challenging side-scroller combat games, look this up.
Cool. And my last one is Distance. I unfortunately don't have a lot of information on this little card because I should have grabbed one of the other ones. But anyway, racing game, futuristic. It originally came from a game that was released that I unfortunately also don't have the information on, but it was a DigiPen project that was, as Kevin put it, the best game in the world.
All right. Yeah, this is a game he put how many hours into?
Over 100.
Okay, and this was a free
game.
Yeah. Not free to play, free.
Yeah, totally free. And this is the spiritual successor to that. And yeah, it's like think something along the lines of Ridge Racer, where you're just like flying through, you're going very, very, very fast, and then throw in some elements like maybe F-Zero or flying through a massive futuristic city where falling off the road will cause you to explode in a fiery mess.
A little bit of Rush 2041 or 2041.
Yeah. I know which one you're talking about. And the case in point being there is that by flipping and doing tricks, you are essentially heating your vehicle all the time. Like, you're causing heat to occur, which, if you get too much heat, you blow up. Kind of bad. But if
you do in real life.
Like you do in real life. But if you do these tricks, you cool down. Every checkpoint, you cool down. So it's like this tense balance of risk versus reward. And
I was in line for a little while, probably a good 15 minutes before I ran into somebody to try and play that. And then got out of line and didn't get a chance to play it. But basically, I watched a couple of different strategies through that. Just people who were more focused on doing tricks and, stunts to cool themselves off, and people who were focused on just going as fast as humanly possible to get the next checkpoint.
Yep. And both work. Both are a lot of fun. And one of the key elements of this game that Kevin and I were discussing was the fact that you essentially attach to whatever surface that your wheels are attached to as long as you're moving. So there will be elements where you go up a wall and then have to jump and flip and get onto the other wall, because you can jump, by the way.
Yeah, there is a jump button.
And then ride up on the ceiling and then jump down and then keep going, and you're all doing this while almost exploding, going as fast as humanly possible.
This is the kind of thing where if you hit anything
solid,
you are going to blow up. If you hit the walls, I think you're okay.
If you hit the walls, you're probably okay.
Okay.
If you hit a laser, however, you will probably be chopped in half. But
and then explode.
No. As long as you make it to the next checkpoint, which you can still drive with part of your car missing, a significant part of your car missing. There's one of the tutorial levels where there's a horizontal beam just above the wheels. And unless you jump over it, there's no way to get through it. And essentially you get chopped in half and you're like, oh shit, but it's like, oh, I'm still going and there's absolutely no problem whatsoever.
I can actually see the road a lot better.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's all got this fisheye, super, super, super zoom thing, where you just...
The effect a lot of people use when you're going uber fast.
Yes, exactly. And and to add on to these tricks and everything, if you're in the air, you can actually deploy wings to help you fly for a little bit, and then do tricks that way, and it's a lot of fun.
It looks really good too.
It's beautiful.
Oh, and it sounds really good too.
That was one thing I didn't get to check out, unfortunately, and I'm really jealous.
Just in line, I listened to the music for a fair bit, and it's a really good. Again, it's an upbeat kind of techno-y rocky soundtrack. So,
as you would expect.
Yeah, I think kind of Tron, but more metal.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm totally okay with that as a metalhead. But it's definitely worth checking out, especially if you like racers. I mean, it's super, super, super fast. It's high intensity.
And if you're the kind of person who likes to see developers kind of go the extra step when they're displaying a game, they had an arcade cabinet set up with a wheel.
Yes, they did. And to add to, because you have to worry about steering, but then you have to worry about pitch and bank, and then you have to worry about wing deploying, and then yaw essentially, and
and they had a wheel and a joystick.
Yeah, because it's the only way you'd be able to do it. But anyway,
and actually, again, one other thing they had, I don't know mechanically how you do such a thing, but they had the cabinet was outlined in LED strips that were programmed to flash in time with the bass, which was just really fun to watch.
Nice, very nice. Anyway, it's at survivethedistance.com. I think it's totally worth checking out.
I agree.
And yeah. And that's pretty much it for
Day
2.
2.
Now we need to go run and get to day 3.
Yeah.
Because we're late for that.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah. But thank you for watching.
Yeah, enjoy, folks. We will hopefully be, I'm not going to say better organized, but actually, I don't even hope we're not going to be less busy tonight.
We'll be here tomorrow-ish.
We will definitely have a day 3 video.
Eventually.
Yes.
And then a day 4 one.
Eventually.
Probably like 2 weeks from now. Give or take.
Yeah.
Bye!
Bye.